Well, Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators, or POGOs, are now allowed to resume operations in the country despite the quarantine policy. PAGCOR Chairperson Andrea Domingo says POGOs are considered business processing outsourcing companies. We go above and beyond the headlines with the PAGCOR Chairperson herself, Andrea Domingo. Ma'am, good evening. Welcome to Newsnight.
Good evening, Pia.
Ma'am, let's begin with this. POGOs reopening in an ECQ area. This doesn't make very much sense.
Um, you know, when the IATF allowed the BPOs to continue operating work from home or reduced manpower in March, we've already written the Office of the President why the POGO should be considered as BPOs because they really are BPOs. Our clientele, the bettors or the players, are all in a foreign country, and the modality that they use here are the same as that being used by the call centers and the other BPOs. So the content is gaming. The modality for implementation of that gaming operation are the different components of a BPO, of a business processing outsource IT company. And before we
I was
had to
about to ask,
follow
ma'am,
that up.
why. Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to ask, ma'am, why then, if POGOs are BPOs, then why is PAGCOR speaking up for them? But your answer just a while ago would probably have answered that question because you're talking about content and modality. But anyway, ma'am, if they are BPOs, then why aren't the other BPOs in quarantine areas also allowed to open? If
They
we're
are
going to
allowed
follow
to.
that argument, na BPO din naman sila.
The BPOs, they've never ceased operation. They've always been allowed to operate.
But why would the gap? Because before this, before the ECQ happened, before this COVID pandemic happened, no one ever came out with a statement to say that POGOs are BPOs. So now they are.
Because all of the arguments, all of the debates then at that time was on gaming and it's really quite on the race on the nationalities of the people who are working in POGOs at that time. So we were focused on that. But we were always explaining that there is the operators and there are 6 service providers, which includes 6 types of services that are needed to be able to conduct gaming operations. So at this point, we were really making a presentation for a whole month before they listened to us. This is what we have. The POGOs, they have 6 components. They have 3 components. 1, the players or the bettors who are all located abroad. 2, the gaming operators who are mostly based abroad. And 3, the production side, which are all located in the Philippines. The production side include customer relation service provider, which provides customer service to players and cater to the various means through direct contact by means of remote communication devices. Second is strategic support provider, develop or improves the business processes of the POGO licensee, usually operates as the back office support of the POGO licensees. Third, IT support provider provides technical support to POGO licensees. Fourth, gaming software platform provider provides proprietary products either as gaming systems or the games itself. 5, streaming provider provides real-time streaming of authorized gaming activities coming from live studios or licensed gaming venues via the internet to the websites of the POGO licensees. 6, we have special class of BPOs that handle other products other than us, like they would have call centers, but on the side, they also service the POGO needs. So this is what we have now been focusing in on and had been presenting to the IATF. Finally, we got their ear, and after a long discussion and deliberation, we were able to get their approval.
There's quite a bit of criticism, ma'am, when it comes to POGOs, because the question here is if online gambling a basic or essential service?
The POGOs are essential services because of their employment generating capability. They employ 31,600 Filipinos directly, and there's revenue to be gained, which is substantial, and it all comes from foreign sources. There's not a single peso spent in the
Yes,
Philippines for the
31,600.
yes, direct hires, Filipino
31,000
workers.
plus Filipino
Yes,
direct hires. But how many foreign workers? How many foreign workers, ma'am?
90,000. So they're one
90,000.
third.
So a fourth of the employed people, one
Excuse
third,
me,
a
one
total
third.
90. So one third is Filipino. Okay.
No, it's
Ma'am, there
90,
was an
90
announcement.
foreign, 90 foreign, 31,000 Filipinos.
So one-fourth, kasi 120,000. So one-fourth
No,
of
that's one third.
120,000, yun lang po
No,
yung Pinoy.
no,
Filipinos.
31 over. It's computed like 31 over 90. Well, you can say it's 27
Oh, I thought you
percent
said...
or what. Yeah.
So hindi, I'm sorry. So 30,000 plus 90,000. 30,000
Yes.
Pinoy, Filipinos, and plus 90,000 foreigners.
Yes, approximate. It's
Tama po ba,
31,600
ma'am?
Filipinos. Oh, it's 31,600
Plus
Filipinos plus about
90,000
90.
foreigners.
Yes. Mm.
Plus 90,000 foreigners. So the total is
Yes.
120.
Yes, about that.
So kung 120, edi ang 30,000 mga one-fourth lang pala. But anyway, ma'am,
Yeah.
napag-usapan din pala, there is an agreement about the payment of this reopening is contingent upon the payment of back taxes to BIR and guarantees that all these employees have work visas, these 90,000 fees. Of course, a lot of people have also criticized this, saying that these are tax and immigration concerns that must be addressed and resolved with
Yes.
finality, definitely. But to use this, as many of the critics say, to allow them to reopen in the time of a pandemic when public health is most at risk. How do you address this, ma'am?
First, the BIR taxes, they will not be allowed to open unless they give us their BIR registration and their certification that they have paid all due taxes as of March 2020. Two, on health concerns, before anybody can work at a 30% lang, 30% of the total workforce, before anybody can work, they will be subjected to testing. Only those that test negative will be allowed to work. Those tested positive will be there will be tracing that will be done, and all of them would be quarantined. In the offices itself, they will maintain the social distancing requirements. They will be wearing masks all of the time, and there will be disinfection of all of their offices after every shift. We are also requiring them to have an
Yes, ma'am.
isolation room, so that if there's anybody detected who might have symptoms, they would be immediately isolated. So these are
Yes,
the
ma'am. I
protocols.
understand what you were saying.
Yeah. Now, the concerns on the Bureau of Immigration and those, nobody will be allowed to work again without presentation of a valid work permit.
Although, like I was saying, ma'am, yes, you just talked about kung ano po yung mga rules na kailangan sundan nila, the requirements, conditions that they need to meet. However, the question really from all these people who are criticizing the reopening of the POGOs is why these are being used to allow them to reopen.
Because it's safe, and because they employ a lot of Filipinos, and because we would at least have some revenues to help to care for the 18 million Filipinos that now need caring for. We cannot feed the Filipinos with words, with criticisms. We have to buy food. We have to buy medicines. Life would be so much easier if I just stayed at home, everything locked down, and relaxed. But we have to help. You see a lot of people getting violent because they're hungry. You see them saying that I'd rather expose myself to COVID than go hungry. So are we just going to sit back when we know that there is this opportunity to earn at least some revenue, what that would go to universal health care and that would go to DSWD and to DOH? You know, I cannot do that. I have to be part of the solution. That's why I'm working in government.
All right, Andrea Domingo, Chairman of the PAGCOR. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us this evening.